American, our soldiers, all our friends, family, and loved ones, and all the drivers, crews, and fans. Bless each and every one of us. Lord Jesus, we as a human race bow down before you and praise your mighty name. In your holy and precious and loving name we beg you, please. Amen.
Thank you, John. Maybe we'll get somebody to shut the race car off. At this time, I'd like to ask you to please remain standing. I'm going to introduce our national anthem singer. We're going to bring her up here to the middle of the front straightaway. This young lady's from the Woodbury area near Altoona. She's a senior at California University here in Pennsylvania. She teaches theater and English at Avella High School. I'd like to welcome Melanie Clapper, who's going to sing our national anthem. Melanie?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Outstanding. Melanie Clapper, Rays fans, thank you very much. A wonderful rendition. Flag race, and in the first heat race, the only heat race for the Falcone Chrysler Jeep Pro Truck Division, number 8 of Marion Reno. Flanking him to the outside, Greg Kelly in the 98, Chantel Germack in the 24, the 32 of John Castor, Steve Black in the 1, the 55 of Curtis Stewart. Brandon Mans in the 51, Dave Brunel in the 0, and the number 2, Ken Grimm. We'll tell you a great story about the driver of the number 2 machine a little bit later on when it quiets down. Greg Kelly now pressure, and Marion Reno out of turn 4. Germack a little high. Steve Black down low in the number 1 truck. The handling not right there quite yet for Chantel Germack in the number 24. Steve Black keeps looking, but Germack able to hang on to that 4th position. Oh, Germack way high out of the groove. Hang on. Having all kind of problems. And the number 24 is Chantel Germack as she falls back in line behind the number 55 of Curtis Stewart. Back up front, Marion Reno in the 8, Greg Kelly in the 98, and John Castor in the 32, a rookie to this division. Dave Brunel and Brandon Mans. Now Brandon Mans looking low on Brunel. Oh, the 32 of Castor off the pace. Now the truck looks like he's still not quite up to speed in the 32. Now he's got it going again. Typically when you see something like that go, it's usually electrical, so that may be something for Mike Dunn to check out when he gets a moment. Flags out, 1 more lap to go. The battle right now for the 4th position, the 0, Steve Black, Brandon Mans to the high side in the 51. Out of turn 4, Marion Reno is going to pick up the checkered flag. Craig Kelly in the 98 second, John Castor third, the 0 of Dave Brunel fourth, and rounding out the top 5, Brandon Manns in the number 51 machine. Steve Black in the 55 of Curtis Stewart. A lot of fun. Now, race fans, if this is your first time here, you got to check these cars out. They've got horns, they've got brake lights, and you can race one of these things easily for under $1,500. Easily. The 55 is Bob Eastman. The 22 machine, the green flag's out of, I'm sorry, yellow flag. Let me rephrase that. The yellow book caution flag. And if you notice when that yellow flag comes out, we have the yellow book logo on it. The 22 machine, I'll get a driver name on the 28 here momentarily. The 16 machine of Ed Deneen, and the number 5 of Bill Oldham. Out of turn 4 down the front straightaway, the green's out, we're racing. Into the lead, the number 22 of Gene Greco out of Scottdale, pressuring to the high side. Bob Eastman in the 55. Close formation right now. Eastman and Greco now side by side as they'll exit turn 4. Tires squealing, rubber burning. The brake lights come on as they hit the turns. Greco and Eastman still side by side, running third of the number 32 of Dan Jordan, the number 6 of Bill Bone, William Bone, the number 28, beautiful looking car, Larry Vance, and they go about 7 wide on Larry out of turn 3 and 4. He's got to be dizzy looking at them go by. Here comes the number 32 on your leader, Dan Jordan. Jordan up to second, Eastman trying to come back on him. Oh, we got a problem in turn 1, the number 5 of Bill Oldham going around, but he gets it back underway. Greco continues to lead. Dan Jordan, Eastman having a little problem, washing out high. Down low in the number 6, William Bone. Here comes the number 50 of Ken Dukic. The 16 of Ed Deneen trying to reel in this top running group of cars. The 18 of Ed Zellweger on his own right now. The number 4 machine of Nick Bacalon, and the number 28, a good-looking car, Larry Vance, and the number 5 of Bill Oldham. Back up front, the white flag one more time around the half mile here at Motordrome. Greco continues to lead. Dan Jordan and Bob Eastman. The number 5 car, Bill Oldham, headed to the pit area. Out of turn 4, Greco hanging on to that top spot, picks up the checkered flag. With a last turn, last lap look down below, the number 32 of Dan Jordan finishing second. The 55, Bob Eastman running third. The number 50 of Ken Dukic running fourth. And Rick Miller in number 25. Starter Denny Carson on a flag stand signaling this the second race event of the season. Mark Smith bringing him out of turn 4. The green's out. They all come up through the gears, down into 1, into 2. Smith with a good jump on the field. Komarinsky second, Neil Brown third, Danny Lewis in the number 8. Trying to hang on to that 4 spot, Doug Bakioki in the 50 to the high side. Miller and Poole kind of wedged in back there behind the 8 of Lewis and the 50 of Bakioki, trying to make their way around. They're not going to give it in, so you got to work for it, boys. The 94 of Mark Smith hanging tough up front. The car not handling very well, at least right now out of turn 4. First night out, so they're going to have to do a little bit of work to get that thing dialed in, but he's hanging on the top spot. Neil Brown now working the low side into turn 3. He sees the weakness of the 94 sliding high. Now he bonsais down low, makes the pass. Down the front straightaway, still side by side going into turn one. Neil Brown to the low side, Mark Smith to the high side. Brown now the clear-cut lead. Komarinsky having a problem in the 33. Bakioki down low in the 50. Here comes Rick Miller in the 25. Miller down low for that third spot. Miller making his way up through the field. Your winner last week, now running third. Bakioki fourth, dropping Komarinsky to fifth. Danny Lewis and Mark Poole round out the field at this point. Mark Smith in a 94, 6 laps in the book. 4 laps remain. Miller now up to second, not the clear-cut position. Now he's got it. Dropping Smith back to third. Miller washes a little bit high, trying to get that position. To go, 8 down. Your leader, Neil Brown, on the number 98, but Rick Miller is closing fast. Miller in the Brooks Automotive, number 25, closing in on the Coors number 98 of Neil Brown. White flag out. One more time around. The half mile here at MOTORDROME Speedway. Miller now within striking distance in the number 25, but Brown able to hang tough in that top spot. Out of turn 4, Neil Brown a little high, but hangs on and picks up the win. Rick Miller second, Mark Smith third, Doug Bakioki fourth, John Komarinsky, Danny Lewis, and Mark Poole round out the field in your first of 2. Paul Urso. Wiltrout, your track champion here in 2002. In an asphalt racing, raced in the modified division here, and he's going to run the late model here in the next few weeks. Gary Wiltrout bringing him out of turn 4. The green's out. We're racing. Wiltrout in the 25. Tommy Beck running second. The battle right now for third. Sean Pilla in the number 5, the 43 of Mike Adams. Paul Urso within striking distance. John Messenger just kind of sitting back to see what happens. Oh, the 43 of Adams. A little out of the groove. Brings it back in line. Now Pilla draws even in the number 5 machine. Urso looking, almost made it 3 wide, but thought better of it. Pilla now grabbing the position. Urso down low on Mike Adams. Urso now up to the 4th spot, looking for the number 5 of Sean Pilla. Wiltrout, meanwhile, drawn away from the field along with the number 60 of Tommy Beck. Great battle for this 3rd spot. Sean Pilla, Paul Urso, Mike Adams, John Messenger, all right there. Now Urso down low on Pilla, down the back straightaway. Urso into the 3rd position. Mike Adams now looking to work over the number 5 of Pilla. Adams down low on Sean Pilla. Pilla hanging on to the position. Paul Urso now strong in that 3rd spot. Up front, Gary Wiltrout and Tommy Beck long gone. They're pulling away from the field. Wiltrout with a good 8 to 10 car length lead over Beck. 6 laps in the book, 4 remain. Paul Urso third. Sean Pilla now dropping back. Mike Adams right there with him in the 5th position, followed by John Messenger. This time by, the white flag waves for your leader, Gary Wiltrout. Picking up the win, Gary Wiltrout in the Stoner, number 25. Tommy Beck in the 60, finishing second. Paul Urso in the 37, the 5 of Sean Pilla, the 43 of Mike Adams, and a lot of Nicolas that race out here at Motordrome Speedway. The 16 machine of Gary Scott, the 35 of Rich Nicola, the 29 of Bruce Hamilton, the 99 machine of Bo Glemba. Out of turn 4, the green's out, we're racing. The 29 machine, Bruce Hamilton. The 60 of Adam Kostelnik, your winner last week. The 47 of Chris Dodd, and the 9 of Rick Huffman. Gary Scott into the lead in number 16 machine. Scott out of Harrison City. He owns Swissvale Music. Also sponsored by Ed's Auto and Advanced Auto Parts. Gary Scott in the 16. Running second is Jim Nicola, followed by the 35 of Rich Nicola. The 60 of Adam Kostelnik, now looking low on the 29 of Bruce Hamilton. Hamilton hanging low, trying to hold on to that spot. Now Kostelnik down low, down the front straightaway. Kostelnik moves into the 4th position. Running single file, stringing out. Gary Scott with a huge lead in the 16 over the number 5 of Jim Nicola. Rich Nicola trying to hold off Adam Kostelnik in the number 60 machine. Kostelnik, 2 laps to go. Adam Kostelnik continuing to try to get around the number 35 rather, of Rich Nicola. Nicola hanging tough in that 3rd position. Gary Scott long gone in the 16. The white flag waves. Front straightaway advantage. Now Kostelnik down low and Rich Nicola. Kostelnik at the stripe picks up the 3rd position. Gary Scott long gone in the 16. He's going to pick up the win. Out of turn 4, the checkered flag, your winner, Gary Scott. Finishing second, the number 5 of Jim Nicola, Adam Kostelnik, Rich Nicola, the 29 of Bruce Hamilton, the 99 of Bo Glemba, the 47 of George P. Nicola, the 01 of Harry Opfer, the 76 machine, Tom Knight Jr., the 98, Mike Bacalon, the number 3 of Matt Smith, the number 11 machine of John Probanik, and the number 94 being driven by Al Civic out of Wall, Pennsylvania. 8 laps the distance for the Smell Pontiac GMC open wheel modifieds. Answer your phone, Barry. Green's out, we're racing. George P. Nicola jumping into the lead, but don't look now. Here comes Tom Knight Jr. in the number 76. Knight up to the 2nd, dropping the 32 of Matt Panay back to 3rd. into number 3. He likes to call himself 3 wide, so we'll help him out and call him 3 wide. He's single file right now, so let's see if he can make it 3 wide and get on his way on up through the field. We'll get this out. Now Matt Smith looking to the high side of Matt Panay as they close in on the 76 of Tom Knight Jr., the 97. Starting to pull away, George P. Nicola. The battle right now for that 3rd spot, Matt Smith into 3, the 32 of Matt Panay, and don't look now, the number 98 of Mike Bacalon rather, in the 98 is right there with the 3rd and 4th place cars. Out of turn 4, Nicola continues to stretch overnight. Smith and Panay hanging strong side by side. Now Matt Smith says that's enough of this. He pulls into the 3rd spot. Here comes Bacalon to the high side of Matt Panay. Shaping up for that 2nd spot, Tom Knight, Matt Smith. Oh, Smith may have bounced off the front straightaway wall. I saw a little bit of a puff come up. Don't know if he did any damage, but possibly popped the front straightaway wall with his right rear tire. White flag out, one more lap around. The 98 of Mike Bacalon now moving up, or is in the 4th spot. Panay trying to get that spot back. George P. Nicola with a strong advantage coming out of turn 4 will pick up the checkered flag. Tom Knight Jr. is going to finish 2nd. Matt Smith 3rd. Mike Bacalon 4th. Rounding out the top 5 is Matt Panay in the 32. John Probanik in the 11, the 01 of Harry Opfer, and the 94.9 up. Let's give you their heat race lineup. The number 17 of Dave McManus, the number 4 of Mike Lemley, the number 65 of Scott Margie, the 04 of Bob Shipp. Out of turn 4, the green's out, we're racing. Some of the cars missing in this race. The 65 of Scott Margie, the number 1 of Tracy Keller, the 51 of Cliff Abbott, the number 10 of Fred Bell, and they're going to go 3 wide as there's a 2 wide battle up front for the lead. Mike Lemley to the high side of Dave McManus, still side by side at the completion of lap 1. Andrew Kostelnik, your winner last week in the 57, Danny Angelicchio in the 14. That battle still side by side for the top spot with Lemley and McManus. The number 50, the good-looking machine, Jeff Giles, out of Vanderbilt, PA. Oh, and problems on the 65 of Scott Margie. Smoke and a swinging and a swaying. Out of turn 4, the battle really shaping up. The number 17 of Dave McManus into the lead. Mike Lemley hanging strong, coming right back at him down the back straightaway. The 04 of Bob Shipp looking. He's just kind of sitting back, waiting to see what happens. The number 1 of Tracy Keller. The top 4 running cars running in very close formation. The 17 of Dave McManus, your leader, Mike Lemley in the 4, back to 2nd. The white flag out, one more lap to go. Bob Shipp and Tracy Keller all right there waiting for the opportunity. Lemley looking high again. They're going to have to deal with a lap car of Scott Margie as they enter turns 3 and 4. Let's see if this plays into anybody's hands. Margie right up into the groove, but your leader and your winner is going to be the 17 of Dave McManus. Mike Lemley finishing second. The 04 of Bob Shipp finishing third. The number 1 of Tracy Keller fourth. And the 57, your winner last in effect tonight. The winner of the feature event in the Subway Street Stock Division, if his name's pulled and he wins, y'all get a free sandwich. Subway sandwich. The 64, Bill Henry, brings him around to the green flag. The 77 of Rich Burbage. The 13 of Chris Vergona. The 34 of Rich Nicola. The 70 of Todd Knight Sr. The 35 of Bill Ashton, and the 15 of Jonathan Heilman. Bill Henry jumps into the lead in the 64. 2 by 2 just about. The 77 to the high side. Rich Burbage out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Now down low is Knight in the number 70. Todd Knight Sr. in the number 70 trying to grab that second spot off of Chris Vergona. 2 laps in the books. Wow, they're stacking it up over there for the lead. Coming into turn 4. Henry, Knight, Vergona, the 34 of Nicola, they're all right there. Don't throw out the 35 of Ashton. He's right there, side by side. Todd Knight now into the lead. Here comes Rich Nicola into 34 to the low side of Bill Henry. Bill Ashton to the low side of the 13 of Vergona. They're hanging it out of turn 4. 4 laps in the books, halfway of this 8-lap heat race for the Subway Street Stocks. Todd Knight now starting to pull away from Rich Nicola. The battle is Bill Henry, Vergona, Bill Ashton, all battling it out for that 3rd spot. Now Vergona down low to the inside of Bill Henry out of turn 2. Knight now with a comfortable advantage, about 5 to 6 car lengths. Vergona now squeezing into that 3rd spot. Bill Ashton down low on Bill Henry for that 4th spot. Oh, they're starting to catch Vergona. Vergona slipped a little out of turn 2. Ashton down low as they dive into turn 3. White flag out for your leader, Todd Knight. Nicola running second. Vergona trying to hold off Ashton. Ashton looking low into turn 1. Vergona sliding high out of 1 and 2. Ashton down low, down the back straightaway. Is he going to make the position? Up front, it's Todd Knight. Your leader is going to pick up the checkered flag. Out of turn 4 of the battle, still for 3rd place. Here comes Ashton. Here comes Henry. Bill Ashton's going to pick up 3rd. Vergona 4th, and 5th is going to be Bill Henry, your 2nd place car of Rich Nicola. Great battle. 34 of Sean Rick. Sean had problems in practice. A lot of smoke coming out of that car. Good to see him back on the speedway. The green's out, we're racing. The 31 of Sean Phillips. The 74, good-looking car, being driven by Jason Holder. Robin Rimmel and Frank Turek side by side. The 25 of Dave Tavarino and the 42 of John Strum Jr. Another close formation race in the 2nd of 2 Subway Sandwich Street Stocks. Easy for you to say. Holy smokes. Down low, the submarine sandwich man. Frank Turek looking for the spot on Robin Rimmel. Rimmel hanging tough. The battle right now for that 5th place position, the 44 of Sean Rick and the 74 of Jason Holder battling it out for that 5th position. Now Frank Turek looking low on Robin Rimmel down the back straightaway. Rimmel dives down low. Oh! Turek says, yep, I'm back here. Gives him a little bit of a nudge. No harm, no foul. Now Frank Turek down low again on your leader, Robin Rimmel. We're at the halfway point. 4 down, 4 remain. Side, Frank Turek down low on Robin Rimmel. The battle is on for that top spot. Sean Phillips says, I want a piece of this, and don't look now, but here comes Dave Tabamarina in the number 25. Closing the gap on those top 3 running machines. Jason Holder in the 74 has got the fishing line out, trying to reel them in. Speaking of fishing, where's my Roho fishing lures guy? They're not here tonight. White flag, one more lap around for Frank Turek, your leader, and Robin Rimmel. Turek hanging low and hugging that bottom lane. Is able to pull away a couple of car lengths. Rimmel closes in the turns. Phillips right there in 3rd. Tabamarina and Holden out of turn 4, the checkered flag. Your winner, Frank Turek. Last week's Subway Submarine Sandwich feature winner. Robin Rimmel finishing 2nd. Sean Phillips. Starter Denny Carson signaling 1 to go one more time around. Marion Reno on the point in the number 8. Out of Pitcairn, outside of him, John Castor in the 32. Brandon Manns in the 51. Steve Black in the 1. The 0 of Dave Brunel. Chantel Kermack, our feature story on www.motordrome.com in the 24. The 55 machine of Curtis Stewart Jr., the 98 of Greg Kelly, your winner last week, the number 2 machine of Ken Grimm, and the number 30, beautiful looking truck, Jim Bryce out of McKeesport. Out of turn 4, green's out. Marion Reno jumping into the lead. Castor in the 32, hang on. Problem on the back straightaway, the 55, Curtis Stewart, but he keeps going. We remain under green flag. Steve Black, Brandon Manns running side by side. Greg Kelly, Chantel Kermack side by side. Kelly in the Froggy 98, now looking low. Gonna work over the number 1 of Steve Black. Kelly down low on Steve Black down the front straightaway for that 4th position. Marion Reno now starting to stretch the lead. Greg Kelly looking low on Brandon Manns down the front straightaway. 3 of 20 in the books. Kelly now up to 3rd. And he's got the fishing reel and the fishing line and the hook. And he's grabbed a hold of the back bumper of John Castor. Greg Kelly reeling in your 2nd place machine. Truck starting to string out running single foul, but Greg Kelly continues to put the pressure on. The number 32 of John Castor. Now Kelly looking to the high side. Mercedes 98.3, trying to make it 2 in a row as he works the high side of John Castor down the back straightaway. Dave Brunel looking to the bottom side of Steve Black. The 0 and the 1 as they go into turns 3 and 4. Castor hanging tough in that second spot. Kelly working it over on the outside. Dave Brunel up to the 5th position in the black number 0. And I believe that truck owned by Steve Black. Greg Kelly trying to get that spot. And now Ken Grimm. A little bit of a distraction for your leader, Marion Reno, and the 2 tight formation running 2nd and 3rd. Castor and Kelly gonna close fast on the number 2 of Ken Grimm. Starter Denny Carson wearing him out with that move over flag. Let's see what happens. Oh, Castor thinks to look low, but thinks better of it. Oh, side by side, they all squeeze through, no contact. Unbelievable. Castor about had it sideways into the turn, hangs onto it. Marion Reno really stretching the lead. Greg Kelly now has to make up all that ground that he lost trying to get around the number 2 of Ken Grimm. Grimm, his first night out in the Pro Truck division, trying to learn his way. That's the way you got to do it. Oh, Greg Kelly making a bonsai type move on the 32 of Castor, but Castor hanging low. If you watch John Castor in that 32, he hugs that bottom lane on the straightaways and through the turns, and Kelly getting a little bit frustrated possibly, trying to get around. Yeah, coming up to the back bumper of John Castor. Castor hanging strong. Kelly possibly a little bit quicker than Castor, but he washes out. Oh, and loses a lot of ground to your second place running truck. Hang on, back straightaway. Out of turn 2, the number 2 of Ken Grimm going around. Serini Harley Davidson of Rostraver, our official motorcycle folks, here with us at Motordrome. Marion Reno bringing them around out of turn 4. The green's out. We're racing. Oh, the motor goes in the number 8 of Marion Reno. Tough break for Marion Reno on the start. The motor explodes. And the telltale sign of oil down the turn 1 into 2. With all their racing needs. Had a chance to talk to Bobby Henry. He's down in the pit area. He's running the Henry parts truck, and he is basically sticking with one. John Castor leads him around to the green flag. Greg Kelly running 2nd. Young Brandon Manns, his 2nd night in the truck. Now Kelly looking to the high side of Castor. Brandon Manns reeling him in. Manns got it working right now. To the high side is Greg Kelly in the 98. Oh, Kelly a little sideways out of turn 1. Loses a little ground. Manns closing into the low side. Brandon Manns down low in the 51 machine. Now Manns washes out. Kelly pulls away to the 2nd spot. Number 32 on Castor, or the 98 on Castor, 32 of Castor dropping back. Greg Kelly, now your new leader. Dave Brunel into the 3rd position, getting by the 51 of Brandon Manns. We've got a truck sideways, Chantel Germack in the number 24 going around. And there you go. He was working on all the race pace vehicles, trucks, cars, race cars, didn't have time. Green's out, we're racing. John Castor looking high, gives a little bit of a nudge to your leader. Oh, gets him squirreled up out of 2. Ken Grimm sideways in 1, down the back straightaway, the 32 into the lead, but will the caution come out? It does for the number 2 of Ken Grimm. Grimm lost it going into if he can do it again. He got them all squirreled up going into 1, but Kelly says, no way, I'm pulling away this time. Oh, Castor down low going into turn 1. What's going to happen? Side-by-side contact made. Castor sideways. He loses control, and the field closes in. Is Kelly able to pull away? Wow. A little bit of excitement here in this feature event for the Falcone Dodge Chrysler Jeep Pro Trucks. Shaping up. Bryce, Black, Mans, right there for the 4th spot. Kelly now starting to pull away. This could really get good, folks. Business is picking up. Oh, Bryce a little sideways. Don't know if he had a little help. Steve Black up to the 4th spot. Here comes the 55 of Stewart. Down low on a number 30. White flag one more time around for your leader, Greg Kelly. Turn 4, Greg Kelly is going to pick up the win. His second, 2 in a row. John Castor, Dave Brunel, Brandon Mann, Steve Black round out the top 5. You're on. I'll let you do the report right after this. Test. Well, race fans, 2 in a row. Greg Kelly slowly taking the helmet off, and he's going to get his earpiece out, and he'll be climbing out of the car. The Froggy 98.3 Fayette Forest Products Bobby Henry Automotive Race Center number 98, the Chevrolet GMC truck, your feature winner. Greg getting the hat. Got to look good for the pictures, you know what I mean? Big smile. He's out of the truck, race fans. Big round of applause. Your winner, Greg Kelly. Victory lane is so sweet down here on the front straightaway at MOTORDROME Speedway. Greg, come on over here. I'm not going to hug you, but congratulations. Great job. I am telling you, they absolutely wore you out in this feature.
Yes, they did. It was a real struggle, but it was hard racing now.
Now the 32, John Castor, a couple of times there, he kind of got you a little bit squirreled up. You got a little bit sideways on your own, but you were able to bring it back in.
Yeah, we had it set up just a little bit too loose tonight. We had it tight last week, and we're a little loose tonight, so we're working on it getting about perfect.
Now this is 2 in a row for you. What are we going to do here? You think we're going to start going on a run here?
I don't think so. This is a pretty tough class.
Well, you do a good job. Congratulations. Hey, how about a word for some of the people that help you out?
I got to thank Froggy for coming on board this year, for helping me out with everything. Fayette Forest Products, D&K Selden Service, Kessler Lumber, and Bobby Henry Automotive and Race Center. And I got to thank the fans for coming out and watching.
We appreciate you being here. Great job, Greg Kelly. Your winner, race fans, Greg Kelly and the Froggies, number 98, picking up number 2 of the year. And Mike Dunn, I understand you got a few words. You found out what happened to the number 8 of Marion Reno.
Yeah, it was Marion Reno in the 8 car who led for the first 12 laps before pulling off the track with smoke billowing out of the back of his car. Had a chance to catch up.
It's a truck, Mike. It's a truck. That's $2.
I apologize, Dave. I'm still learning. You got to remember that. Smoke billowing out the back of his truck, pulled off the track. I had a chance to talk to him. He said he had no idea what was wrong, but the smoke was coming out for a good... He was in the pits. So it didn't look good.
All right. Well, kind of have a feeling he probably dumped the motor pretty big time. And let's hope it's nothing real serious. So we'll turn it back over. No, Ride and Drive, American Flyer Division. Check the horns out. Ken Dukich in the 50, the number 4 of Nick Bacalon, the number 18 of Ed Zillwager, the 55, Bob Eastman, the 16, your heat race winner, Ed Deneen. I'm sorry, no, the 16 in the modifieds won the heat. Painted just the same. The number 6 of William Bone. The 22, no, that's not Robin Rimmel. That's Gene Greco. The number 28, Larry Vance. The number 5 is Bill Oldham. The number 32 of Dan Jordan. And the number 48, Gary Ancrom. And the PARacingNews.net project car. Out of turn 4, the green's out. The American Flyers, 8-lap feature event. The Team Safaro Ride and Drive American Flyer Division. The champion of this division this year, oh, there went 4 wide there in turn 2. Down the back straightaway, the number 50 of Dukich in the lead. The number 55 coming on strong is Bob Eastman. The 16 of Ed Deneen up the 3rd. Cranking these things up. Down into turn 1, the brake lights come on, the tires squeal. They're hanging on to that O bar. We won't tell you what the O bar is, but they're hanging on to it as they go through the turns. Side by side for that second spot. Deneen in the 16. Eastman in the 55. Deneen gets a spot. Here comes the 22 of Greco. Hang on, no! Into the wall. Upside down. And on his roof is Gene Greco in the 22 machine. The red flag comes out. Getting all crossed up on the back straight. Side for that second spot. Deneen in the 16. Eastman in the 55. Deneen gets a spot. Here comes the 22 of Greco. Hang on, no! Into the wall. Upside down. And on his roof is Gene Greco in the 22 machine. The red flag comes out. Getting all crossed up on the back straightaway out of turn 2, and Gene Greco going upside down. Now these cars do have roll cages in them. Now my guess is that puff of white smoke quite possibly could have been, I don't know if he's got an onboard fire extinguisher or not, but that's a good possibility. Break for Gene Greco in the 22. He was running real strong, and hey, that's the way racing is. They just got a little bit of a word. Mike?
Yeah, fans, I'm down here trackside where Gene Greco just spun out, and despite the fact that he was upside down, smoke coming out of his car, and his bumper is in the back.
And he's back out there. That's the way to be a race car driver. See, ladies, you can let your husband do this. Green's out again. We're racing. Ken Dukich continues to lead, but the number 55 of Bob Eastman working him over. The number 5 down as he shoots low of Ed Zillwager. Dukich downshifting, upshifting, sideways shifting, and number 50 trying to hold off Eastman. It's kind of funny. I guess they figure, hey, it's the shortest way around. Let's see if we can make it work. Dukich, a little bit high out of turn 4, but he's right about the middle of the racetrack. 4 down, 4 to go in this 8-lap feature event. Car of Bob Eastman. The champion of this division will receive the full-blown ride and drive from Team Saferno, a 550 horsepower stock car. Oh, here comes the number 5 of Bill Oldham down low. Oh, Eastman into the wall hard. Oh, here comes a closing field. Eastman continues on with a flat right front. Test. Well, Ken Dukic sitting in there trying to figure out. He said, hey, I just won this thing. The Giles Towing Service, Barry's Foreign Auto Parts, number 50. The flying number 50. Who else do we have on there? Dukic, Cavalier. Self-service. And you pull it out of West Alexander, Pennsylvania. I love it. All these young kids in these race cars. Ken getting a big smile on his face, getting the victory lane photos. We're going to get him out of the car here momentarily. He's climbing out. Race fans, give him a big round of applause. Your winner, Ken Dukic, and the team number 50, Team Saferno Ride and Drive, American Flyer number 50. Way to go.
Thank you. I don't know. I was sorry to see about Gene's car there, but you know, racing happens, I guess.
Hey, that was all going on behind you. I know you probably don't say it's like, hey, whatever is behind me, but you pretty much had this field covered. Now, Bob Eastman gave you a little bit of pressure in the 55, but you were able to do a great job and hold him off.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for racing, you know, and everybody helped me out. Barry's Foreign Auto, you pull it, Giles Towing, and family, and God for letting me be safe.
Hey, you know, that's an important thing, and I appreciate you saying that. We've talked a lot about these little cars. They're not all that expensive. They're a lot of fun. We saw how safe they are with Greco getting upside down on his lid. About how much do you have invested in this thing?
I got around about $1,100 or so.
$1,100.
Yeah.
And that's the way to go race.
That's the way to go.
All right, your winner, race fan, Ken Dukic, and the number 50, picking up the feature win. Undoubtedly my favorite division, the American Flyers, tooting the horn. Let's see if that horn works in this thing over here. Let's come over here and see. Oh, there's a lot of wires hanging down there. I don't know. Probably get electrocuted, Ben. I don't think I better mess with that thing. What do you think? Hey, Mike, we're going to turn it over to you. The Smithton Volunteer Fire Department's got their 50-50 raffle, and there's a little bit of money they want to give away. Sideways, whatever ways, you'll enjoy it, no doubt. Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway, the Monster Half Mile in Imperial, PA, right off 22 and 30 at the Noblestown exit. Sean Pilla in the number 5, John Komarinsky in the 33, John Messenger in the 51, Neil Brown 98, Tommy Beck in the 60, Mark Smith, great to have the Myersdale Missile back with us, the 50 of Mike Bakioki, the 43 of Mike Adams, the number 95, Gary Wiltrout, Mark Poole in the 96, Danny Lewis in the 8, Rick Miller, your winner last week, starting way in the back, Paul Urso in the 37, Miller in the 25, or John Komarinsky, John, a graduate of the Street Stock Division in the Rolling Rock 33, Neil Brown in the 98, John Messenger in the 51, Tommy Beck, hey, can't cut out Mark Smith. All these drivers, tough competitors. A winner any given Friday night. They're stacking them up. Out of turn 4, Pilla brings them around. The green's out. We're racing. up to second. Mark Smith the third. Here comes Tommy Beck in the 60. Beck working the low side on John Komarinsky. Beck now up to fourth. Neil Brown down low on Sean Pilla for the lead. Neil Brown like he was shot out of a cannon down the back straightaway. Your new leader, Neil Brown in the Coors Light, number 98. Tommy Beck side by side with Mark Smith. 3 wide down into turn 1. Miller, Bakioka, and Poole back into 2 wide formation near the back of the pack. A lot of racing going on, but Neil Brown now starting to pull away. Sean Pilla hanging on to that second spot. Beck running third, but reeling in the second of Pilla. Hang on, Bakioka. Oh. Gets into the grass, but not into the wall. We continue under green flag racing. Great save. Doug Bakioka in the 50. I said, Mike, that's Doug. We got a bunch of them in this racetrack too. Holy mackerel. Gary Wiltrout looking low on the 51 of John Messenger. Rick Miller to the high side of Wiltrout. 5, 6, 7. Those positions, Miller again looking high on Gary Wiltrout. Wiltrout holding him off. Wiltrout looking low on Messenger. Brown continues to pull away from Tommy Beck. The 5th position in the Brooks Automotive, number 25, working the low side of Mark Smith. Miller now side by side with Mark Smith for that 4th position. Smith's car not handling up to par, so Miller now into the 4th spot. Miller's next victim, the number 5 of Sean Pilla. 9 laps down of 40, 31 remain. The number 95 of Gary Wiltrout now moving into the 5th position. Mark Smith off the pace in the 94. Hang on. Adams and Poole get by. Mark Smith moves to the high side to get out of the way. Now the battle for second. Miller to the high side of Pilla. For third, Rick Miller, your new 3rd place car, and the yellow flag comes out. Mark Smith coming to a stop between turns 3 and 4. Neil Brown into the lead, continues to lead. Tommy Beck, Rick Miller right there in 3rd. Gary Wiltrout now going past the 5 of Sean Pilla. Wiltrout up to 4th. Mark Poole on the move in the 96. Now working over the number 5 of Sean Pilla. Rick Miller trying to do what he can to close in on Tommy Beck in the 60. Paul Urso now looking on the low side of the 43 of Mike Adams. Right now the only battle is that of Urso and Adams. Oh, close. Don't know if there was contact made. That's for the 9th spot. Neil Brown not stretching quite as much as he had earlier in the race, but able to hold about a 3 or 4 car length advantage over Tommy Beck. Rick Miller, Gary Wiltrout about 6 to 8 car lengths back in the 95, running in the 4th spot. Miller unable to make any kind of an advancement. Gary Wiltrout slowly closing the gap on your third place running car of Rick Miller. John Komarinsky brings the 33 Rolling Rock machine to the pit area. John Messenger, Paul Urso. Working the low side of Sean Pilla for that 5th position. The leaders all running single file, able to maintain the pace and the distance. Paul Urso working over the 51. John Messenger. Urso to the high side. Urso looking for that 6th spot, trying to get around Sean Pilla. Gary Wiltrout, in the meantime, has closed in on Rick Miller. Obviously, the handling not there on the 25 of Rick Miller. His car washing high out of turn 3. Now the 95 of Wiltrout passes down low on Rick Miller. Wiltrout up the 3rd. Will try to reel in the top 2 running cars of Neil Brown and Tommy Beck. Time running out, 24 down. Oh, hang on in turn 2! No contact. Phew.
Folks, I'm down here in the pits where I just talked to Mark Smith in the 98 car. He said his engine flat out died, and he is pretty much out of the race. John Komarinsky in the Rolling Rock car was having some brake trouble, and he might get back out there. We'll see.
All right, race fans, for Mike Dunn in the pit area. Neil Brown continues to lead this event. Tommy Beck in the 90, or in the 60 machine rather. Gary Wiltrout in the 95. Mark Smith back out in the 94, trying to work his way up through the field. Mark Smith 14 laps down in the 94, no doubt. Oh, hang on in the back straightaway. Danny Lewis out of turn 2, loops the number 8 machine, the caution, the yellow book caution. Coming back out on the front straightaway, out of turn 4, Mike Adams going around in the 43. Don't know down in the pit area is going to give us the word on the number 60 of Tommy Beck.
Folks, I'm down here in the pits where I just talked to Tommy Beck's crew. It looks like he's got a brake line leaking. There's definitely stuff coming out of the back of his car. He's got to come underneath right now. So there's a chance he'll be back out there. We'll see.
Practiced the blue and orange 60 earlier in the evening, and he plans on racing that car later in the year. Green's out. Neil Brown bringing him around to the start-finish line. Neil Brown, the man right now on the point. Gary Wiltrout trying to stay within grasp of Brown's 98. Rick Miller just not having the luck he did last week. Mark Bull, strong run in the 96 machine. He's pulled up the 4th spot. the 3rd position. Now Gary Wiltrout looks like he may be making a little bit of a charge on the 98 of Neil Brown. Just sitting kind of back, pacing himself, waiting for the right opportunity. This could get interesting. 29 of 40 in the books. Danny Lewis in the number 8 coming into the pit area. Mark Smith in the 94 also to the pits. He was a good number of laps down, so no doubt they were trying to get the car sorted out for future race events. Gary Wiltrout still a car and a half, 2 car lengths back in that 2nd position. Wiltrout slowly closing in on Neil Brown. 8 laps to go. This time by it'll be 7 to go. As Gary Wiltrout now possibly sizing up Neil Brown for the kill, and Brown washes high in 2. Wiltrout looked, but Brown able to maintain the top spot. No doubt Wiltrout is sizing him up, waiting for the opportune time to get by the leader. But time is running out, 34 in the books. This time by, 5 laps to go, 5 remain. Your leader, Neil Brown from the get-go. Gary Wiltrout. 5 laps to do it, less than 5 laps. And Neil Brown looks awful strong, don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Paul Urso, meanwhile, working his way back up through the field after that spin earlier in the event. Urso running in the 6th position, looking at the number 5 of Sean Pilla for that 5th position. Mark Bull is closed on Rick Miller for 3rd. Miller, the handling obviously gone from that car. Rick Miller washing high out of turn 4. Mark Bull looking low. Down into turn 1. Bull able to hug the bottom lane. Miller running a little bit higher. And Paul Urso now closes the gap on Sean Pilla for that 5th position. A white flag one more time around for your leader, Neil Brown. Gary Wiltrout unable to make any kind of ground. Still about a car and a half, 2 car length. Neil Brown, as Wiltrout tries one more charge, but Gary Wiltrout unable to do it. Neil Brown going to pick up the win. Wiltrout 2nd. Out of turn 4, Miller is going to go 3rd. The 96 of Bull. The 5 of Sean Pilla rounds out the top 5. So Neil Brown picks up again next Friday night, 7:30 race time. We hope you're here. We're going to try and see if we can custom make. He's out of the car, race fans.
There he is, folks, climbing out of the 98 car. Neil Brown in week 2 of this young 2004 season picks up his first win. Neil, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Heck of a race. You took the lead in the 2nd lap, and you never trailed after that.
I think them cautions helped us. It seemed like on the long runs, tires got a little bit hot and the car got loose. Thank God for cautions, I think.
That's right. You had Gary Wiltrout on your back there at the end. Rick Miller started in 12th place, passed everybody. The guy does more passing than Tommy Maddox, and better passing, I might add. How do you hold those guys off?
You know, the crew just did a great job with the race car this week. Our car was real bad last week and still isn't quite right, but I got to give all the thanks to my crew. They just busted their butts this week and did a great job.
Hey, it looked right enough to me. You picked up the win here. Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Bobby Henry Race Center Automotive for building me such a good-looking race car. I'd like to dedicate this race tonight to a good friend of mine, has cancer, Scott Nicholson. This one's for you. I'd like to thank FB Fuhr Wholesale, Coors Light, and a great team I got here. Thank all the fans for coming out.
Thank you, Neil, and again, congratulations.
Race fans, Neil Brown picking up the feature win. Congratulations to him and a great job in the Coors Light, number 98. His first win of the season. No doubt many more to come.
Select the driver for the three-stock feature. If the driver wins.
Straightaway, it's a 76 of Tom Knight. Todd's his alter ego that runs in one of the other divisions, probably his dad or his brother or something. Rich Huffman, the 01 of Harry Opfer, and the 94.3 of Al Civic. Out of turn 4, the green's out. Gary Scott leads him into turn 1, jumps into the lead. George P. Nicola pulling alongside of Matt Smith in number 3. A Quagmire going down the back straightaway as they go banging into turn 3 and 4. Will they come out A-OK? They do so far to complete lap 1. Everybody feeling their way around, trying to get a spot. Laps the distance for the modifieds. Oh, hang on, out of turn 2, big problem, head-on shot. Oh, tough break, the 98. The Bo Glemba car late models on August 13th. Of course, next Friday night, right here, 7:30, race time. 6 divisions. You don't want to miss it. We'd love to. We had a great night of racing here last Friday night as well. A lot of great competition. Looks kind of like that way tonight. The green's out. Scott bringing him to the line. Your leader continues stretching it out. Over the 97 of Nicola, here comes Mike Bacalon to the low side of Matt Smith for that 3rd spot. Bacalon looking again low on Matt Smith out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Tom Knight trying to fend off Jim Nicola in the 5, and Rich Nicola now closing in the 35. Kostelnik in the number 60, trying to move past the 35 of Rich Nicola. Nicola holding him off, though. That is for the 7th position. Mike Bacalon glued to the back bumper of Matt Smith. Smith in the 3, Bacalon in the 98. But he is not able to make a pass on Smith. Smith holding tough in that 3rd position. Gary Scott really starting to check out on George P. Nicola. right now, 9 laps in the book. Gary Scott, George P. Nicola, Matt Smith, Mike Bacalon, Tom Knight, Jim Nicola, still trying to work overnight. Kostelnik now in the 60, closing on the number 5 of Jim Nicola. Bacalon again looking on the number 3 of Matt Smith. Hang on the back straightaway. We've got a problem. The 0-1 of Harry Opfer going to have to turn on the afterburners if he wants to do anything with Gary Scott. Right now, Scott has it wired. Out of turn 3, the green comes out. Scott on the jump. Gets a great restart. Drag racing, pulling away on George Nicola. Matt Smith, car washed out going into 1 and 2. Adam Kostelnik in the 60, looking low on Nicola in the 5, but Jim Nicola holds on to the spot. Nicola, your 2003 champion in the Smell Pontiac GMC Modified Division. Going around. Everybody gets through A-OK. Oil change. States Tire, number 98. Out of turn 4, the green's back out. We're racing. Again, Scott is able to pull away in the Swissville Music number 16. Nicola now feeling the pressure from Matt Smith. Smith looking high. Bacalon right there. Matt Smith putting the heavy pressure on George Nicola. Mike Bacalon likewise on Matt Smith. This could shape up to be a pretty good runner-up battle. Andrew Kostelnik down to the bottom side. Adam Kostelnik, rather, on Nicola. Moves into the 6th position. Setting his sights on Knight. Tom Knight in the 76. 4 laps remain. This time by it'll be 3 laps to go. Matt Panay in the 32 and the 35 of Rich Nicola. Duking it out side by side. Bo Nicola bobbles. Panay gets the spot. Back up to the 2nd place battle, the 97 of George P. Matt Smith, Mike Bacalon, all right there. You can about throw a blanket over them. White flag, 1 more lap remains. Your leader, Gary Scott, tough, strong run tonight. Bringing it out of turn 4. Gary Scott's going to pick up the win, his first of the year. George P. Nicola, Matt Smith, Mike Bacalon in the battle. Tom Knight, Adam Kostelnik was heavily pressuring for that 5th position, but Tom Knight held on. So your winner, Gary Scott.
In the checkered flag and his first win of the 2004 season, Gary Scott. He led the entire race, folks, start to finish. Gary, you got a minute, buddy. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much.
Heck of a race, man. You led to start to finish. Couple cautions kind of allowed the guys to. You opened.
I was hoping I wouldn't run out of gas. I mean, you know, I didn't know you had to have a tank.
A couple times you opened up a lead only to have it kind of quelled by a caution where the guys got to catch back up. What kind of effect does that have on you mentally?
It's frustrating. It's like racing 4 or 5 different races. You know, you take off and you try to get a good start and then get called back, but we maintained. That's good.
I guess you got to roll with the punches. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, well, I always dedicate these to my father and Swissfell Music, which is my business, and Ed's Auto, which is one of the pit crew here, wherever he's at. My wife Tracy, Sal, Scott, my brother Dan, Bud, and all the sponsors on the car. Special thanks to Peanuts, who sets the car up, makes it go the way it does, and Tom Vosnick, who builds the motors. And all the other sponsors, Larry Germack, a great guy, and Imperial Heights Chassis, and Drew's Family Restaurant.
This guy knows a lot of people, folks. He finished second in total points last year, 3 wins, picking up his first win of this season. Gary Scott, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, race fans, Gary Scott, the owner of Swissfell Music. Hey, if you want to learn how to play a guitar or drums or, I don't know, trombone or whatever, go over and see Gary over there in Swissfell Music. I'm sure he'd be glad to help you out. I don't know if I wonder if he teaches. All right, Yellow Book Charger Division. The number 10 of Fred Bell. We'll start on the point. The number 4 of Mike Lemley. The number 1 of Tracy Keller. The number 14 of Danny Angelicchio. The 04 of Bob Shipp. The 51 of Cliff Abbott. The 17 of Dave McManus. The 50, great looking car, Jeff Giles. The 65, Scott Margie. Shotgun on the field. The 57 of Andrew Kostelnik, your winner last week in the Yellow Book Charger Division. Out of turn 4, the green's out. Oh, problems coming up the speed. Fred Bell in the 10 got a little bit of help and got a little root and a toot and a boot in the back end. Denny Angelicchio to the high side of Bell. Mike Lemley jumps into the lead. Angelicchio into second. They are 3 wide in 3. Oh, they come back to 2 wide. Trying to go 4 wide. Maybe this isn't Talladega, so we can't go 5 wide. Bobbing and weaving. 3 wide again in turn 2. What a battle going on. The 50 of Giles motoring through this field. Jeff Giles in that red and yellow, number 50. On a gang rush through the field, and the U-pull at number 50. He's got it wound up and cranking. He's a little bit sideways. He's alongside of Angelicchio. He's behind Angelicchio. He's sideways. He's crashing. He didn't hit a thing and nobody hit him, and he continues. And we're still under green. Holy catfish Andy. Jeff Giles in the 50 did everything but wreck. And we continue. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1 again. These boys know how to put on a show. Kostelnik going around in turn 2. And the Yellow Book caution coming out. Costello, Scott Margie, Giles, and Kostelnik round out the field. Green's out. We're racing. Lemley back out in the lead, but Keller hanging right tough with him. The battle now for that 3rd spot. The 04 of Bob Shipp looking low on Danny Angelicchio. They're going to go 3 wide again as they head into turn 1. No, they string back out. Not quite. 2 wide. Angelicchio on the high side of the number 17 of Dave McManus. McManus now up into the 4th position. Lemley had a pretty comfortable lead before that caution came out, but it has shrunk as Tracy Keller is closed within about a car and a half. Now the battle for the third position, the 17 of McManus down low on Bob Ship. McManus working him over out of turn 4. Ship goes high. No, didn't get the wall, but McManus gets the position. Out. Angeliquio's good group of people. They've been involved in racing here and across the country for a lot of years. Lemley bringing them around to the green. We're underway again, and Keller right there. Here comes the 17 of McManus. Oh, a little contact maybe with the 04 of Ship, but he backs out and lets him straighten out. Lemley real strong, hanging on to that position. McManus now, he's trying to figure a way around the number 1 of Tracy Keller. And Bob Ship likewise, sitting right there waiting for a mistake that has not happened yet. Oh, hang on in turns 3 and 4, 2 of them going around. Giles and the 51 of Cliff Abbott. Let's see if they can get them righted and going. Abbott does. Giles does not. Angeliquio out of Greensburg. Kawasaki of Latrobe, New Stanton Auto Body. Green's back out. We're racing. Oh, hang on. The 10 of Bell. Look out. He's trying to, but he doesn't. Jams on the brakes, straightens it out, keeps it going in the right direction. The battle up front for that second spot. McManus wearing him out. The back bumper of the number 1 of Tracy Keller. Keller holding strong thus point. Lemley pulling away again. Oh, hang on in turn 2. 2 of them going around, Giles and Margie. Margie gets it righted. Giles says, I'm going to do a Dale Earnhardt Jr. and get me a caution. And he did. And they need to get it quick, and it's not a person. Go through the yellow pages. Yellow book. Out of turn 4, the green's out, we're racing. Third, Bob Ship, Dave McManus duking it out. Lemley, Keller, McManus and Ship all right there. Dan Angeliquio trying to reel him in, his car a little bit sideways, in and out of the turns. This time Bob The white flag waves one more time around for your leader, Mike Lemley. Picks up the win, crossing the checkered flag first. Tracy Keller finishing second. Great battle here with Giles and Abbott. The 17 of Dave McManus, the 04.
Are here momentarily, Mike Lemley. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a hand for this guy.
Change it because I could start here, start there, start here, start there. Let me get one while you're in there.
Mike had 8 wins last year, finished second in points. He doesn't waste much time picking up his first win of this season. There he is, folks. Let's hear it from Mike. Mike Lemley, congratulations, buddy.
Thanks a lot.
My name is Mike, and this is Mike. How'd you do it, buddy?
I don't know. It just kept on going, that's all. I mean, starting out front, it helps out a lot. Definitely helps out a lot. I kept watching the scoreboard. I was waiting for McManus and, Tracy, I knew he was right on my butt. So I knew he was right there. But it worked out good. It worked out good. It feels good.
Yeah, you had pressure from those guys the entire race, a couple cautions. What's it like going through a caution? I mean, you're all intense, and then all of a sudden you got some downtime. But what is that like in your mind?
It sucks. I mean, it's just terrible. I mean, I'm like, come on. I wanted it to be 10 laps this week. I couldn't wait for 10 laps to come this week. But no, that's just a joke here. But no, it felt really, I mean, it's nerve-wracking because you're like, yella. You want to go. So, but it's good.
Absolutely. Mike, I got to be honest, I've never driven one of these cars. What do these bad boys get up to on the straightaway?
I have no idea. Fast enough.
Fast enough. You heard it here, folks. Mike Lemley, ladies and gentlemen, picking up his first win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Mike Dunn. Thank you. And Mike Lemley. There you go. The number 70 of Todd Knight Sr. Sean Phillips in the 31, the 34 of Rich Nicola, the 13 of Chris Vergona, the 25 of Dave Tavarina, 64 of Bill Henry, 74 of Jason Holder, the 77 of Rich Burbage, the 5 of Frank Turek, your winner last week, the 15 of Jonathan Heilman, the 44 of Sean Rick, and the 42 of Jeff Sturm Jr. And out of turn 4, Ashton and Rimmel will bring them to the green flag. We're up to speed. This should be exciting. The Subway Street Stocks and your Subway Sandwich Man is Robin Rimmel on the high side. He's hanging tough with Ashton. Knight running third. They're all running in close formation. Don't sneeze, because you don't want something to happen. Out of turn 4 to pick up 1 lap. Let's see if they all make it. They do. No clear-cut advantage. Robin Rimmel right now to the high side. Ashton down low. Robin Rimmel into the lead, but Ashton right there with him. Rimmel washes out high, Ashton down low. They are 2 by 2 by 2. First, second, third, and fourth. Knight, the 31 of Phillips, Rimmel and Ashton. And Nicola in the 34 right there on the back bumper. This is a barn burner right now, race fans. Robin Rimmel into the lead. The 70 of Knight down low for that second position. Todd Knight Sr. moves into the second spot. Phillips and the 34 of Nicola side by side. A lot of great action going on all the way around the racetrack. track. Throw in the 25 of Tamarina. He's right there. Frank Turek in the 5. Holder in the 74. Vergona in a 13 trying to reel in this group. Back up front, Knight closing on Rimmel. Oh, hang on, a little bump and a little bang in the 25 out of the groove. Brings it back in line, going to continue on, hopefully, no. Going to duck into the pit area, tough break, flat right front on the 25 of Dave Tamarina. Up front, the battle continues. Robin Rimmel in the 22, Todd Knight Sr. in the 70, Knight looking low. Rimmel continues to hang on to that lead. Todd Knight keeps looking to the low side. Rimmel slams the door. Running that bottom lane. Rimmel washes out a little bit. Knight looks low. 7 laps in the books. 20 laps the distance for the Subway Street Stocks. Knight's going to look to the high side. Runs down low, is going to run low out of turn 2, but can't shake Robin Rimmel at this point. Knight again looks high down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Frank Turek has worked his way up to the 4th position, and he's looking for position 3. Turek down low on the number 34 of Rich Nicola. The battle continues up front. Knight looking low on the 22 of the Rimmel. Frank Turek down low, grabbing the 3rd spot. Todd Knight wearing out the back bumper on Robin Rimmel. Rimmel washes high again. Knight looks low. Knight's got a quarter panel on him, but down the back straightaway, Rimmel able to pull away. This is your Subway Sandwich Challenge right here. Todd Knight, Robin Rimmel. Knight now alongside of Rimmel. The 25 of Tamarina coming back out onto the speedway. This side-by-side battle up front is really heated up, and you're going to make it 3 cars very shortly. Frank Turek in the number 5 has closed the gap, and he's looking low. Turek sticks his nose right in this mix. Turek right there. Todd Knight, Robin Rimmel. Rimmel washes high. What a battle going on in the street stock division. Todd Knight now up to the point. Turek right there. Turek starting to pull alongside and pull away from Rimmel. Frank Turek now to the back bumper, looking low on Todd Knight. Knight hanging strong. Turek down low into turn 1. Rimmel still right there with him, but they're starting to put a bit of distance on your 3rd place car. Out of turn 4 this time by 5 laps remain. Here comes Frank Turek again looking low. Turek down low into turn 1. Knight up high, holding on to the position. Turek again looking low into turn 3, but oh, hang on out of turn 4, 2 cars together, and the yellow book caution comes out. Frank Turek looking low on Todd Knight, your leader. The 31 of Sean Phillips working over the 34 of Nicola. Frank Turek down low out of turn 4, down the front straightaway. 4 laps to go in this 20-lap feature for the Subway Street Stocks. Side by side, it's Nicola and Phillips for that 4th position. Back up front, Knight hanging on. Turek looking. Knight's got the position. Frank Turek's thinking now it's about do or die. Again, he draws low, looking to get to the low side of Knight, but Knight slams the door and Turek lets him know it. Frank Turek says, yeah, I'm here. He's pulling alongside of Knight in the 70. 2 laps to go. Frank Turek down low. Todd Knight up high. Robin Rimmel sitting in the 3rd place, maybe in the catbird seat. Who knows? We may get a sandwich out of this yet. Turek side by side with Knight as they come out of turn 4. The white flag waves. Still side by side out of turn 2. Turek and Knight drag racing down the back straightaway into 3. Who's it going to be? Turek, Knight. Turek has got the advantage out of turn 4. Looks like 2 in a row. Frank Turek picks up the win. Todd Knight coming home a close 2nd. Robin Rimmel 3rd. The 31 of Sean Phillips and 35.
Hey Frank, we got a curfew. Let's go. There he is, folks. Frank Knight. Frank Turek, I'm sorry, climbing out of the 5 car. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
Do you like the drama of the fact that the race was up in the air until you wait till the last lap, last turn to pass this guy?
Oh, that was a great race. I love racing against Todd and them guys. Them guys racing clean every night.
Great race. You can't say enough. For the 2nd time in as many weeks, you're the winner here. Are you wearing the same underwear, or like what's working for you?
I don't know what it is. These guys just keep working on the car hard.
Well, it's fun to watch. Anybody you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank all my crew, the fans, Subway Street Stock, Star Chevrolet, Latrobe Oil, Westside Lube and Tire, Seacrest, and my own business, Frank Turek Seating and Plumbing.
Thanks a lot, Frank. Congratulations.
Thank you. You guys have a nice night.
All right, race friends, Frank Turek picking up his 2nd win in a row. Mike Dunn doing a great job in victory lane. Again, race fans driving home, please be careful. Buckle up your seat belts because it's the law. We want to see you back here next Friday night. Race time, Motordrome Speedway. 6 divisions, the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series presented by Dodge. God bless. Good night.